Behind me is the Lake County Sheriff's Department here in the state of Illinois. Unfortunately, my rights were violated on May 23rd, Friday. Just getting around to getting to the Sheriff's Department. I got to tell you guys exactly what happened. Right down the road from here, just a few hundred feet, I was at the Adult Probation Department for Lake County, exercising my First Amendment right. I was made aware of some complaints against the probation department, so I went there as an independent journalist to investigate the matter and exercise my First Amendment rights. That being said, as soon as I entered into the probation department, a security officer told me that it was prohibited from me recording there. He showed me a sign. I have seen many signs in the last 4 years. All of them were unconstitutional signs, and I didn't think much of it. I said, oh, here we go. The assistant director, Jeff Ross, came out of the probation department and he told me, hey, there's a sign. We're here to protect people's privacy in public. Same old script. Things escalated when Deputy Michael Bassey of the Lake County Sheriff's Department arrived on scene. He told me that it was a court order. Now that I'm aware that it's a court order, as you guys all know, I do not take court orders lightly, administrative orders by judges, because they have way too much power. They can hold you in contempt of court and it's over from there. You know, there's really not much you can do. So I was going to leave. I said, well, I'll leave. Deputy Bassey of the Lake County Sheriff's Department said, no, you can't leave. You have to permanently delete the footage from your camera. I was like, well, that's absurd. We went outside. We're on the public sidewalk just like this. Again, this happened just a few hundred feet from here. We're on the public sidewalk. I said, well, am I being detained? He says, yes, you're being detained right now. I said, oh, okay. And he's like, well, you need to delete your footage from your phone or you're going to go to jail and we're going to seize your camera from you. I said, well, this is actually like, you know, really escalating here. Can we get a supervisor on the phone? Can we get a supervisor here? He's like, well, supervisors are busy right now. I was like, this is kind of important. This has to deal with my constitutional rights. And Deputy Bassey says, well, let me get one on the phone. So he calls a Deputy Chief, Christopher Cavelli. Deputy Chief Christopher Cavelli tells, according to, Deputy Bassey, the Deputy Chief told him, give him two options. One option, erase the footage from his camera. The second option is he will be arrested for obstruction of justice. Those were the exact words by Deputy Bassey. For personal reasons, as you guys all know, I have taken, I think, about 11 unlawful arrests in the last 4 years. I've beat all the criminal charges against me, filed several federal civil rights lawsuits. For personal reasons, I couldn't just take this one. I never want my freedom taken from me. For personal reasons, I couldn't take this one specifically at that point in time. So under duress, I erased the footage from my phone. But that's not where the story ends, because I will always hold tyrants accountable no matter what. So I want to show you guys something. Earlier today, I went to the Northern District Court in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois Eastern Division. See here, May 27th, received Sean Paul Reyes v. Deputy Michael Bassey, Assistant Director Jeff Ross, Deputy Chief Christopher Cavelli, individually, and Lake County, Illinois, a municipal corporation. So the federal lawsuit, and as you can see here, it's been assigned a judge, has a case number, everything. This is about 15 pages. I wrote this over my Memorial Day weekend. I was not going to let them get away with it. Not at all. Tyranny will never win. We will always hold tyranny accountable. What Deputy Bassey did was completely unacceptable. As I'm erasing the footage, I erased it all from my gallery. Then I go to walk away and he says, no, come back here. Go into your recently deleted, your trash folder, and delete the footage from there. So again, under duress, under threat of arrest for obstruction of justice. The problem is that the order that he was trying to enforce, well, I guess he really wasn't trying to enforce an order. He was trying to enforce the statute of obstruction of justice. But there was a court order. And once I became aware of the court order, I received notice of this court order, It was a court order that talks about there's no filming in court facilities and courtrooms and environs of the court facility. I'll be honest with you guys. I've never heard of an environ before. I've never heard of that term before, especially how it was being used. I always thought it was something that was attached. I wasn't familiar with it. But then the sign, not the court order, ironically enough, there was a QR code on the sign that says to not record. So you pull out your camera and you scan the QR code. And I read the actual order, and it doesn't describe an environ as a probation lobby. It describes it as hallways adjacent to courtrooms, jury rooms, things of that nature. But the sign itself said, the sign itself that was posted defined the adult probation as this environ, right? And environ, excuse me, I'm saying that wrong. Environ, there you go, environ. So it described the adult probation as an environ. So I was like, let me consult my attorney, let me see what's going on here. I don't want to willfully violate an administrative order, even though I feel it violates my First Amendment rights. Let's regroup, let's leave. That's when we went outside on the public sidewalk, and he made me erase my footage even from the public sidewalk. He did it all. He instructed me this one, this one, this one, and this one. He went to prior videos and he was like, oh, those are good. Just anything that has to deal with this incident right here needs to be erased according to my supervisor. So I filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against the defendants and Lake County for a First Amendment violation, Fourth Amendment violation, and 14th Amendment violation because they denied me due process. They forced me to erase footage from my camera without due process. They violated my Fourth Amendment right to be protected against unreasonable searches and seizures, and my First Amendment right to record in public and engage in journalistic activities, freedom of press. So now we are here, right outside the Lake County. They haven't been served yet. I paid the $405 to the district court today. As you could see, $405 when your rights are violated, you have to pay $405 to file a civil rights lawsuit. And then I also paid $400 to a process server to serve all four defendants in the case. So that will be done in the coming days. They don't know about this lawsuit yet, I would assume. Well, if you're watching now, Lake County government officials, now you're on notice, but you'll be getting it formally soon. I also they had body cameras on, and I did speak to the deputy chief after this incident inside of the courthouse. So they had body cameras on the entire time, so I'm requesting the body camera footage. I have that FOIA request right here, and I have an official complaint for internal affairs against the deputy, so let's go do that together. They thought that I was just going to roll over and take them violating my rights and deleting my private property from my phone under threat of arrest. I want to show you guys here so you guys know I'm not playing around. I spent my whole Memorial Day weekend writing this lawsuit. I think my address is somewhere in here, but you could see, I'll show you guys the last page. Again, 3 violations here, already filed with the district court. This is probably the fastest lawsuit I've ever filed. Within, a weekend it was filed. So let's go in here and file our complaint. You always got to take the proper steps to holding tyrants accountable. Lobby here. Let's see if we could speak to somebody. Hey, how are you, sir? Oop, let me go. How you doing, sir? I would like to speak to a supervisor regarding a complaint, a patrol supervisor.
Patrol supervisor? Well, highway patrol is in this building.
I'm sorry?
No one from highway patrol is in this building. They're over in Libertyville.
No one's in this building?
Not for highway patrol. No,
not highway patrol. I'm saying I need a supervisor. I'm trying to file a complaint.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so here's the problem. On 521, Chuck Howard report for Justice Stern. On 542, they called the end of the sheriff's office.
How is the live stream, guys? Is it, you guys can hear me okay? This is the Lake County Sheriff's Department in Illinois.
Yes.
This is live right now, just in case you guys are... Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me and see everything okay. Perfect. This is where we are, the headquarters of the Sheriff's Department, Lake County, Illinois. Yeah, maybe somebody from maybe a professional standards would be good. Something like that. So this is my complaint I have written out already. The FOIA request and the federal lawsuit here.
That's why we're here.
I was never more upset during an audit than I was when I was forced by some tyrant deputy to erase the footage from my phone. And again, normally I would take the arrest, but for personal reasons, this time I couldn't do it, which is why it frustrated me even more. I felt helpless. You know, when a man with a gun and a badge is threatening to put you in shackles and seize your camera and put you in a jail cell. Thank you, I appreciate you, appreciate it. When somebody's trying to violate your rights, is violating your rights, and there's nothing you can do about it. I felt helpless, I felt angry, sad, every emotion, mostly frustration and anger that I was allowing this tyrant deputy, which is why I worked on this lawsuit, 15-page lawsuit here, all week Memorial Day weekend here in Illinois. I'm going back to Long Island tomorrow, so I had to get this done. Let me show you guys. 15 pages long. It's the verification page. All weekend I was writing the complaint. Thank you guys, 4,416 of you are in here. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like button and share the video, please. Appreciate it. We need to get this out. And also there's contact information in the description of this video for Lake County government officials, whether it's the Sheriff's Department or the administration here in Lake County. So if you guys can, public contact information, if you feel the need to petition your grievances to your government, that is your First Amendment right. Always be peaceful, never threaten anyone, don't break the law. You guys have been seeing me for 4 years now. I don't break the law. I'm very peaceful. I don't use profanities. I'm trying to be effective, trying to create real change here. And you don't do that by, threatening people's lives. You don't do that. I get my life threatened on a weekly basis, it seems, and it's not fun. It's not a fun thing. This is where we hold tyrants accountable. We hold tyrants accountable in a court of law the best we can. Will they get qualified immunity? I don't know. Well, I have just spent $800 on a federal lawsuit between the filing fee and the process server for no reason, because we lose the lawsuit on qualified immunity grounds. I don't see how a deputy sheriff knows, how he's not supposed to know he can't just delete people's footage from their camera. I don't know how he gets qualified immunity for that, but I've seen judges do mental gymnastics to get this done. And that's why, so just if you guys didn't hear, the clerk here said that a member of the, I believe it's Office of Professional Standards, OPS, is coming out to speak with me right now. So hang tight, stay here guys. Make sure you share the video where you can. Hit the like button. Let me read some comments. Yeah, no problem, man. Sorry about that. So we have body camera footage. I'm also going to be submitting a FOIA request for the body camera footage. The actual footage, I had there wasn't any cell connectivity at the time. But I think, maybe now that I'm filing a lawsuit, I can see if I can take it somewhere to get the actual footage from the phone. Yeah, data recovery for sure. Let me see some of your comments, guys. Showing the videos flipped, that's because I'm talking to you from my front-facing camera, so it's going to be flipped. When I put it forward like this is the Sheriff of Lake County right here, John D. Ittelberg, the Sheriff. And again, somebody is coming out shortly to speak to us from the Office of Professional Standards. Yeah, maybe I'll have to bring the billboard truck out here to Illinois. Oh, I was so frustrated and so angry. Can you imagine another man telling you that you have to delete something from your phone that you created, that is your constitutional right to create? It's absolutely ridiculous.
somebody who took an oath, a deputy sheriff who took an oath to uphold our constitutional rights, and he didn't. He did the exact opposite. He violated our constitutional rights. And he's doing it through a pattern and practice here in Lake County because the deputy told me that this is how they normally handle these sort of situations where people are recording in public. They tell them to delete the video or they're going to be arrested for obstruction of justice. And that's the problem. That's the main issue here, is that this is a pattern and practice, which is why I filed a Monell claim against Lake County, the county itself, because this is how they're training their officers. He got this information from a deputy chief, Christopher Covelli. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they need to be held accountable here, and we will. Let me see, I saw a member. Thank you. Appreciate all the members from the channel. I appreciate you guys' support. Any Colorado Cop Block, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I tried to explain to him, like, you can't just order me to erase things from my phone. You need due process. You need some sort of process. You know, you can't just tell people to erase things from their cameras, you know, footage. You can't do that. And I'm explaining to him, and I said, listen, get a supervisor. They're all busy. I'm like, well, can you call one? And he calls one, and the deputy chief, he calls the deputy chief, and the deputy chief says, yeah, 2 options. 1, erase the footage. 2, go directly to jail for obstruction of justice, and we'll seize your phone and your camera anyway. So that's the ridiculous part. This happened Friday, May 23rd. Thank you. Thanks, James. James McKinley, thanks for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. That's going to help with the $800 that I just paid for the filing the lawsuit. So I appreciate that. Instead of enjoying my Memorial Day weekend, thanks, Isaac M. What's up, Sean? Big fan from Mexico, New Mexico. Thanks, man. So we have $12 of the $800 we filed that we used to file the federal lawsuit. All the deputies coming out right here. They'll just keep looking at me so weird, man. Let's see, hope for a speedy trial. I mean, we'll see what happens. Watching in Utah, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Jose. Thank you for defending our constitutional rights, John Paul Reyes. Thanks for the $5 super chats. You can claim extreme duress under threat, and they force you to delete evidence, forced evidence tampering. Yeah, I was talking about it with my attorney, Jacob Uriel. And as you guys know, Jacob's a very smart attorney. I was talking to my attorney about it, and my attorney was like, he committed obstruction of justice. He erased, when we read the statute together, the deputy erased evidence of this so-called crime, I guess. So if anybody committed obstruction of justice, it was the deputy. Detecting dual ventures, thank you. Good luck, Sean. Appreciate you. Tucson, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Mo Roland, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thanks, guys. Jeff DeCello, thank you for the $20 super chat. Appreciate it. Petunia, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Jimmy Jackson, thank you. $10 super chat. I just want to make sure I thank everybody. But yeah, guys, the deputy, he's the one who committed the obstruction of justice. Yet he told me he was going to seize my camera. Look, I think we got some people coming out right now from the Office of Professional Standards. Hey, how are you guys?
How you doing?
Good. My name's Sean. What's your name and badge number?
Sergeant Braswitz, 24259.
Your name and badge number, sir?
10431.
Hi, guys. My name is Sean. I was filming the other day, recording. I'm an independent journalist. I was working on a story at the probation department.
Okay.
They showed me a sign where it says no recording. I deal with like no signs that say no recording a lot.
Okay.
And so I didn't know what was the power behind the sign.
So was it in the courthouse?
No, it wasn't in the courthouse. It was in the probation lobby, across from the courthouse.
Okay.
In a separate building. Yeah, right. So I'm filming there. Eventually, a deputy Bassi comes,
Okay.
and he tells me it's not just a sign; it's an administrative order from a judge.
Okay.
That says an Environ. Yeah, right. Environ. And I was like, well, I'd never heard the term before, but my basic understanding was like something that was connected in some way, and this was like a whole separate building. So we debated about that, and then I was like, well, listen, and then on the actual sign it says this is a court environ. And it had a QR code where you could scan for the actual text of the order. So I did that. I scanned for the actual text of the order. I read the order. The order said it defined an environ as hallways, jury rooms, things of that nature. So again, there was some ambiguity there. I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, you know what? He was like, you know, you're going to get arrested. So I was like, I'll leave. And once I went to go leave, he was like, no, you can't leave. We went outside, we talked outside, and he says, you have to erase the footage from your phone. And I was like, well, I don't want to erase the footage from my phone. This is my footage. You know, I'm an independent journalist. Whatever the court order doesn't seem to even label the adult probation as an environ. But he says, no. I said, all right, well, can you call a supervisor? They're all busy. He eventually calls a supervisor, a deputy chief, Christopher Cavelli. Christopher Cavelli tells him, hey, you need to you tell the person you're speaking to, this is according to Deputy Bassi, you have two options. The first option is to delete all the recordings from your phone from today, even the ones from outside. And the second option is being arrested for obstruction of justice. And you have your camera equipment seized. I did not want to be arrested for obstruction of justice. As you can imagine, no one wants to be arrested and have their freedom taken from them. So under duress, I deleted the video footage under the supervision. He made sure I went to recently deleted, and he told me, make sure everything's gone from your phone. I'm here today to file a complaint because that's a violation of my First Amendment right, my Fourth Amendment right, and my 14th Amendment right. Yeah, go ahead, yeah. My first name's Sean Paul, one word, Seanpaul. Actually, you know what? I made it easy for you guys. Here you go. Let's see here. Office of Professionals. That's where you guys are from, right? Yep. Okay. So I wrote a detailed complaint with my contact information. I would appreciate if you didn't say my contact information right now out loud, but that's my contact information down there.
All on the bottom here?
All on the bottom there, yeah. And that's a detailed account of what happened. Yeah, and I just wanted to file a formal complaint. That's basically pretty much it.
All right.
You guys can reach me there.
You got it. We got your information. Let me give you my card.
Appreciate it, yep.
We'll take a look at all this, and somebody, if not us, will follow up with you.
Okay,
Okay?
perfect.
Anything else?
That's it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for guys taking time. Thanks. Yep. Take care. Oh, we just need to file a FOIA request. I forgot, guys. Yeah, of course they don't care, but this is part of the process. A FOIA request? You take it? Perfect.
So the woman who sits right here is in charge of it. So if you have questions, you can ask her.
I just have it written out.
Oh, you.
I have everything I want
Oh, wow.
written out.
This is completely.
Yeah, with the statute, everything's there, and my contact
Do you
information.
want me to give me 1 second to give this to my supervisor to make sure everything?
Sure, no problem. Thank you. So we have FOIA requests for the body camera footage, any of the 911 calls, audio, as well as I want to see if we can get the call made by the deputy chief to the. See, this is why I don't like to talk to internal affairs, but it's part of the process. Yes, sir.
Within 5 business days.
5 business days. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And this is why I don't. Did you see the Office of Professional Standards? It did not look like they cared about what I was saying at all. Not at all, man. It did not look like they cared anything about what I'm saying. We have almost 6,000 people in here. Guys, hit the like button and share the live. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for supporting the activism. You know, I felt like I took a whole, I know I took an L. I took an L. You know, at the end of the day, I took an L. Thank you guys for the super chat. It's going so fast, I can't really see. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Ron Hamilton. I don't like to not thank anybody because that's really generous. Ron, thank you guys. So, you know, at the end of the day, guys, part of the process, internal affairs, I've done this for 4 years. I've been doing this for 4 years now. I've been dealing with internal affairs, Office of Professional Standards, whatever you want to call them. They don't care. They just don't care. They investigate themselves and they find no wrongdoing almost in every single one of my complaints. But yet the city settle lawsuits go forward. You know, I don't see how they can come to that determination other than they're just, you know, a cop once told me that internal affairs, a cop told me this, an ex-internal affairs officer who quit because he couldn't deal with any of the BS anymore, the politics of the job and things. He told me internal affairs is by design there to mitigate and protect the agency. This is why I'm a big advocate of independent civilian review boards who have actual power to hold tyrants accountable. It's very important. They need to be able to hold tyrants accountable. Hold on, let me see here, guys. Thanks, Johnny Lynn, appreciate you. And DJ M, thank you guys. Appreciate all the super chats on this live stream, thank you guys. But yeah, they don't care. They don't care. That's why I really don't like to waste my breath talking to them. I just write out a whole detailed complaint. You know, that way my words can't get twisted. They can't say anything. They have my contact information. It's all written down. And that one guy on the right, he did not seem, the one officer on the right, he did not seem like he was too happy that I was doing this or saying what I'm saying or anything. He didn't want to take, I don't know. I get tyrant vibes from him. I'm pretty good at this, guys. You know, I get tyrant vibes from certain people, and I got tyrant vibes from, this is the police parking lot, by the way. So anybody you see here is a law enforcement officer. Oh, hold on. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate the $50 super chat. It's very generous of you. Thank you so much. Maggie M, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. 5,300 of you watching right now. Again, we are outside of the Robert H. Babcock's Justice Center here in Lake County, Illinois. Sheriff's Office, the Lake County Sheriff's Office here. Hey, what's up, man? How are you? What's going on? Yeah, Long Island Audit, man. Tyrant Terminator, yeah. Long Island Audit. There you go. There was another individual that was I'm actually live right now, man. Yeah. There go Long Island. Yeah, I was right here at the stop sign. Somebody just pulled up randomly and was like, "Hey, Long Island Audit," before I went live. I gotta get thank you guys so much for all the super chats. I gotta thank everybody, and thank you all for being members. I can't really see this right now. I don't want to make. Brian Bally, thanks for the 1999, man. Appreciate you. Love from Orange County, Sean. Thanks. Let me know, you guys. What are you guys' thoughts on the situation? Was I supposed to take the arrest? You know, I advocate to everybody. I've taken 11 unlawful arrests, but I advocate to every single person who reaches out to me that wants to start auditing and wants to, Mick, thank you for the $8 super chat, that wants to start auditing and wants to get into activism and recording the police and holding them accountable and holding our government officials accountable. I tell them, Mickey, thank you for the 1999. I tell them all the time, your freedom isn't worth anything. You know, freedom is the most important thing, but I have a huge mission here that I'm trying to accomplish and hold them accountable. And not once have I gotten to a situation where like, oh, you know, people are like, oh, you know, you just do this for lawsuits. Lawsuits are meant to hold people accountable. I'm suing the city of New York and winning right now. Got a preliminary injunction, and I'm not even asking for money. You know, sometimes lawsuits are about damages from violating the rights. This one certainly is about damages, and sometimes they're just about affecting change and holding law enforcement officers accountable through policy changes and training. So, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, it definitely sounds like a constitutional rights violation. That's why I was like, you know what? Under duress, under threat of arrest, for obstruction of justice, apparently, you know, my phone being seized, camera being seized, everything being seized, sitting in a night in the jail, county jail here, right? The county jail's right here. Shout out to anybody in the county jail, right? That's the county jail right there. Spending a night in the county jail. Again, I have my own personal reasons for it. I don't want to disclose it publicly right now, but I have my own personal reasons on why it went down the way it did. I had no choice but to delete the footage from my phone. And, but it lit a fire in me that deputy might have won the battle, but he didn't win the war. And that's why we went to the district court, the Northern District Court right here. And you can see it says received May 27, 2025. We filed the federal lawsuit against Lake County as a municipal corporation, and to the deputy, Bassi, Deputy Chief Cavelli, and Assistant Director Jeff Ross with the probation department. So we're going to hold them accountable. Mike S., thank you so much.
You know, you guys, none of this is possible without you guys and your support. You know, just hitting the like button. Appreciate the donations, the super chats and everything like that. Keeps me traveling around. But at the end of the day, just the like, just you viewing right now, you who's watching right now, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Just hit the like button. Come to Minnesota, we need you here. Thanks, Zachary. Hit the like button and share the video. That's all I really ask for at the end of the day. I've been very blessed and fortunate to be in the position I am. We've grown in the last 4 years. We're about to hit 1 million subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, because we're about to be 1 million subscribers. We'll do something special together, another live stream, you know, less formal. You know, we'll have some fun. Maybe I'll invite some special guests. My attorney, Jacob, he's from New York, Brooklyn to be exact. And, but he's a great lawyer. He's from New York. And he also operates in New Jersey is what I'm trying to get at. He also operates in New Jersey, great criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor. He came from the dark side to the, you know, to the people side. But he's a good guy. He's one of my best friends, and he knows what he's doing. And I immediately called him, and he was, you know, even though I filed this pro se, this is a pro se filing. I don't have an attorney here. I spent all weekend working on this myself, 15 pages, working on it myself, filing it just today in the morning. It was a lot, and but it's worth it. It's worth it because we need to hold these tyrants accountable. So I appreciate you guys. Yeah, we'll have a party when we get to 1 million. I think we will be the First Amendment auditing channel to hit 1 million subscribers. So that's pretty cool. Again, nothing to do with me, everything to do with each and every one of you. I appreciate it so much. If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comment section below on what we should do when we hit 1 million. JM, thanks for the $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Should have used Attorney Shield. So Attorney Shield is meant to protect. Attorney Shield, if you don't know about Attorney Shield, check out the link in the description. Attorney Shield is a company that I'm a co-owner of. I'm one of the founders of Attorney Shield, and it wasn't built for auditing. It was built to help the everyday American protect themselves and their constitutional rights from tyranny. I was tired. Me, Lackluster, is a partner of mine in Attorney Shield. Me, Lackluster, and other partners started Attorney Shield, and it's meant to get you a lawyer in 30 seconds or less at a traffic stop, at a domestic violence dispute, a pedestrian stop, a car accident. Cynthia, thank you so much for the $10, and thank you for being a member. Thank you for 6 months. You know, it's meant for the everyday person. So I don't want to bog down Attorney Shield using it every time I come into contact with police. I like to think that I'm very experienced in dealing with law enforcement, and you know, we handle it that way. And then the attorney's for after. But for everybody else, it's definitely a good thing. The law enforcement officer can't turn off your phone without entering a code. Hello from Miami, thank you so much. Ali Bell, thank you. Bullhorn, hold on. Bullhorn donated $200. I'm so sorry, I didn't see that. Bullhorn, thank you for the 200. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Ali, for letting me know that, bringing it to my attention. Thank you so much. I think after all the super chats, you know, we filed the lawsuit together. The girl, thank you for becoming a member. So, you know, Attorney Shield, back to Attorney Shield, somebody brought it up. You know, it's meant to protect people, everyday people, during everyday police encounters, to have an attorney in 30 seconds or less, record, send to our cloud servers, and you know, they have to enter in a PIN to turn off to end the communication with the attorney, and also sends a notification to your emergency contact with your geolocation. So if I hit it right now, you know, my emergency contact will get a notification that I'm having police contact, where I am, so they know what's going on. You know, we're gonna have to hold these people accountable, and it starts in federal lawsuit, guys. That's where it starts, and then depositions and everything else. Everybody wants to know about the Sergeant Brian Fahey, the Connecticut State Trooper deposition. That has not been scheduled yet. They keep postponing and delaying it. Either way, I'm under court order not to share the deposition, the video deposition, with each and every one of you for now. Unfortunately, judges have too much power, and they hate free speech. They hate the First Amendment. They hate transparency. At least some of them do. And it's very unfortunate, because each and every one of you have the right to see this is a government official, a law enforcement officer who's being deposed in a lawsuit for misconduct, the psycho. And you're not going to be able to see, at least for now, the video deposition. You know, I'm under court order not to post it. You know, just stay tuned to the channel and other channels, I guess, so you can see what's going on. You did not take an L. You still filed a federal lawsuit, which you would be anyways. That's true. You know, that's why, you know, this is a record filing, a record. I filed this in today's the 27th. I filed this, the incident happened on May 23rd. I filed this lawsuit, wrote it myself, pro se. I'm so proud of myself, guys. Thank you. Wrote it myself in 4 days and filed it with the Federal Northern District Court. So we're moving on it. I couldn't leave Illinois just with that bad taste in my mouth, like this tyrant got away with his tyranny. Not gonna happen. Nelly's World, thank you so much. Love you too. Thank you guys. I'm gonna be getting out of here. Been talking for a while now. On the way out, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. Long Island Audit. Peace.